Good morning, guys. This is Trent, and today I'm going to be reacting to two different songs, but they're the same song. So they're the same song, same artist, a Russian artist by the name of ТАйМСКВЕР, and the song name is Samurai. It's requested by Alex94. He wanted me to check out the acoustic version and the distorted version, so the normal version that they released. Same lyrics, the only difference is going to be the sound. The reason that it was requested is to see if it's going to elicit a different emotion from the distorted to the acoustic, to see if it makes me feel a different way towards the song, maybe even towards the lyrics and kind of the emotion that's put into it. I apologize if I sound a little weird. I just woke up, so I have my nice coffee here. But what we're also going to do is we're going to check it out, and then we're going to go over the lyrics. Alex was awesome enough to translate all of this for me, so I really want to go and make a video and kind of dive into it. So this will be a little bit longer of a video because I'll be going through both songs, and then I'll also be going through the lyrics and kind of giving my personal opinion or say interpretation of them in the best way that I can. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into ТАйМСКВЕР and their song Samurai. Well, actually, quick side note. Maybe I was wondering where one of my Gazette videos went to that I reacted to. Unfortunately, Sony Music Japan was not having it, and they copyright striked one of my videos. I did a counterclaim, as I always do, because I'm not monetizing these videos. They're not for monetary gain. It's just for fun. I'm doing it for fun and enjoyment, and to be, learn about new music, new bands, just learn about even different cultures. I've learned so much about visual K from just doing reaction videos and being educated by people who are really into it and learning more about just different bands I've never heard of and probably wouldn't have if it wasn't for the people here on YouTube showing me. But unfortunately, even though it's protected under fair use and I counterclaimed it, YouTube's like, there's just not enough evidence that it's a reaction video. And I don't know how much more plain that my videos could be saying that they are reaction videos, but YouTube won me 0. What are you going to do? So let's go ahead and jump in the video again. ТАйМСКВЕР, Samurai. Thanks again, Alex94. Let's check this out. It'd help if I hit right button. Yeah.
И в голове моей типа мания, но мне давно пора вырасти. Я не в обиде, я принимаю правила быта среди бритых зверей. Главное, чтобы они не мешали мне ставить мой дикий танец. Замирая до спать под ударами ног, злая дева Москва спрятала клинок. До неоновых глаз я танцую танец урбан самурай, урбан самурай, самурай. Не говорили, я не втыкаю, тут мимо времени не в их стиль. Но в моем мире нет левой магии, мой икигай же не спасти. Он вне политики, вне религии, он вне реалий социальных сетей. Все эти киборги вечно видят лишь аниме вместо людей. Замирая до спать под ударами ног, злая дева Москва спрятала клинок. До неоновых глаз я танцую танец урбан самурай, урбан самурай, урбан самурай.
So I just want to pause it real quick and just kind of make a few comments. Obviously, I do not speak Russian, but I can clearly understand him saying urban samurai. And you can see by the artwork here on the screen. Unfortunately, it's not a music video or a live performance, so I won't have much to say in regards to vocal technique or anything. And it's not much screaming, so I'm not as knowledgeable really at all when it comes to maybe clean vocals as compared to harsh vocals. But however, I enjoy the song. It's a catchy song, even though I don't even understand what they're saying other than the translated lyrics. That's why you kind of see me looking over, because I'm trying to follow along the best of my ability with the lyrics that were provided to me. So I like the song so far. It's very catchy. It's a solid, just basically, to me, a hard rock song. It's something that you would flip on if you're familiar with, here in the United States, Sirius Radio. You flip on one of their hard rock stations, and I could hear this song on that station. So it's a very well written, very well produced, just hard rock song. So far, yeah, I do enjoy it, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to let this one finish out. We'll talk a little bit more about it, and then we'll jump into the acoustic version here.
Urban Samurai.
Ooh, hit button, sorry. Getting crazy. All right, cool. So that was ТАйМСКВЕР, I would say a Russian just hard rock band, if you would ask me, and their song, it was translated for me into Urban Samurai, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Or just Samurai, sorry. Urban Samurai were part of the lyrics. So yeah, first initial thoughts. It's a cool hard rock song. So, you know, without you guys on here, I would never see or hear of bands like this. I would never hear of a Russian rock band, because I'm not going to look up, I'm not going to type in, I wouldn't know names in Russian. I don't speak Russian. Same with Japanese. Japanese visual K bands, Japanese metal, deathcore bands. So it's really cool that you guys, like, are showing me these things and like, hey, check out this band. I'm like, I didn't even know a band existed. So it's always cool. You know, unfortunately, I wish I was bilingual and, you know, I'm a little bit more, you know, intelligent so I could understand more languages and stuff. But, you know, doing this alone is, I mean, I'm learning little words here and there, and I get to see and learn and be educated about new cultures and new styles of music all over the world, which is awesome. So again, I have the translated lyrics that Alex94 was kind enough to do for me, and I was kind of reading through it, and I kind of have an idea of what I can interpret the song as, but I'm going to wait, and I want to listen to the acoustic version to see if my interpretation or opinion of that song changes or elicits a different emotion towards the song itself. And that's just kind of my thought process now. So that's just kind of what I want to do. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. All right. Let's go ahead and jump over to the acoustic version. They're titling it the Psycho Acoustic. Why, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the acoustic version, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into it. I'm going to read through the lyrics that Alex has provided me. Let's try to maybe dig into it, and then I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did listening to the distorted version, bass versus the acoustic version, did it elicit a different emotion for you? Did it make you feel a different way, or maybe even make you look at the lyrics and say a different way? And that could be put towards really any song that has a heavier version or distorted, just normal rock version, and then an acoustic version to it. You know, what do you like better? And sometimes that's just personal preference, or do you think or feel like it elicits a different emotion from you personally? So I'm just kind of curious, because I thought that was an awesome video idea from Alex to have me listen to both. One, a band I've never heard before, so that way it's completely raw and live, and then I can kind of check out both, go through it. So this is actually kind of fun for me. It's different, so thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's jump into the acoustic version now, and let's see what we think.
Мне говорили, я ненормальный, не меру тихиню в тему фейк. И в голове моей типомания, он мне давно пора вырасти. Я не в обиде, я принимаю правила быта среди бритых дверей. Главное, чтобы они не мешали мне ставить мой дикий танец. Замирает асфальт под ударами ног. Злая дева Москва спрятала клинок. Для неоновых глаз я танцую танец. Урбан самурай, урбан самурай. Мне говорили, я не втыкаю, и прямо времени не в их стиль. В моем мире нет левой магии, мой кигай уже не спасти. Он вне политики, вне религии, он вне реальных социальных сетей, где эти киборги вечно видят лишь аниме вместо людей. Замирает асфальт под ударами ног. Злая дева Москва спрятала клинок. Для неоновых глаз я танцую танец. Урбан самурай, урбан самурай, урбан самурай.
So that's not a pause. So far, it's vocally it's very similar. There's not a lot of change in the vocals other than to kind of match the beat for the acoustic guitars. So the vocals are very, very similar. The patterns are used very, very similar, besides a few things being held out by the vocalist a little bit longer to just kind of fit the acoustics a little bit more. Obviously, the sound of the song, it is different, but it still stays on pace with the original. I like to kind of, I want to say I have the, like, tribal stuck in my head because I get a very tribal feeling from their artwork here. So it's kind of like I get almost like the tribal sounds there. Like if I can go back, just let me see right in here, right here. I wouldn't know an instrument that is. I'm blanking, but that's, I get a very tribal kind of sound there, and so I don't know if that's to fit more, maybe not tribal, but maybe even Japanese, in regards to speaking about the samurai. So maybe that's kind of like the point that they're cutting across to kind of make it give that more of a feel. But I like it. I think it's cool. So I just kind of want to pause and give that my little thoughts there. But so far, I'm still curious as to why they're calling a psychoacoustic official audio. Obviously, official audio isn't official for the acoustic version, but maybe it's just kind of a goofy thing, psychoacoustic, because it sounds clever or good. But maybe there's actually a reason. But let's go ahead and keep going here.
Спрятала
I like that there with the birds and the stream to really bring a peaceful touch and a peaceful sound to it. If you took that and you just looped it, like make a 30-second loop, that'd be perfect to go to bed to. Nice calm stream, birds, soft music. Perfect to sleep to. Be A-OK. Okay. I'm assuming this is what's just going to kind of play out the rest of the song, but we'll make sure before we... Alright, so it looks like it's just going to play out very slowly here. The water is good to kind of like a peaceful, like just, I guess, outro here. So, while that's finishing up, let's talk about it. Oh, just a little bit. Let's conversate about what we just listened to. Alright, so that was, again, the requested song by Alex94. The Russian, I would say, hard rock band. Again, correct me if you don't believe they're hard rock. ТАйМСКВЕР and their song Samurai. Alex again requested that I check out both versions of the distorted, the normal mastered version of the song, and then their acoustic version, or in this case, what they labeled as psychoacoustic. He wanted to see if, he wanted to know if it's going to elicit a different emotion from the distorted song to the acoustic song. So let's kind of dive into it and maybe kind of break it down a little bit. Again, I have the lyrics in front of me that I want to go through that Alex provided me, which was so kind of him, which is awesome. You guys are completely awesome to take your time out of your way to go and do something like that for me. That's awesome, just because you want to see what my reaction is. So that's really cool. So I really do appreciate that. So one of the first things I did, the song's called Samurai. So I looked up the definition of a samurai, which for the most part we know is a warrior. So I'm going to read that really quick. Samurai were the hereditary military nobility and officer caste of medieval and early modern Japan from the 12th century to their abolition in the 1870s. They were the well-paid retainers of the daimyo, I may have mispronounced that, the great feudal landholders. They had high prestige and special privileges, such as wearing 2 swords. They cultivated the Bushido codes of martial virtues, indifference to pain, and unflinching loyalty, engaging in many local battles. During the peaceful Edo era of 1603 to 1868, they became the stewards and the chamberlains of the daimyo estates, gaining the managerial experience and education. And I almost lost my spot there. In the 1870s, samurai's families comprised of 5% of the population. Is it Meiji? I may have mispronounced it, or Meiji? Maybe I may have mispronounced it. I apologize. You can correct me. The Meiji Revolution ended their feudal roles, and they moved into professional and entrepreneurial roles. Their memory and weaponry remained prominent in Japanese popular culture. So they were basically elite warriors for the noble, and they were basically like almost like the Secret Service for the rich, very high and noble. So that's why I kind of wanted to read that, because I was thinking that here, and then in the song they're talking about being urban samurai, and the definition of urban means related to a city or an urban area, geographical area, which is obviously distinct from rural areas. Urban culture, the culture of town, cities. And so that's why I was curious as to what they were kind of referring to in the song. So I'm going to read through the lyrics that were translated for me, and I kind of want to maybe discuss and see where that kind of fits in. Again, Alex, thank you so much for the translation. He also said he hopes he translated the best that he can. So I'm going to use to my best ability just to try to identify exactly, you know, what I can pull from this, because he was so nice, or she was so nice, to do this for me. So I also want to preface a few things, because not preface, but I want to double check a few things, I should say, because there's a few words in there I just want to make sure that I get correctly, because if I don't, I will sound stupid. Okay, got it. We're good. So let's go over the lyrics that he translated for me. So it starts off with, they told me that I am abnormal, not quiet enough, not in the subject, a freak. And in my head, like an obsession, they say that I should have grown up long ago. I'm not offended, I accept. The rules of living among shaved beasts. The main thing is that they don't disturb me in dancing my wild dance. The asphalt dying under the impact of feet hits. Bad Miss Moscow. Hide the blade. Along the neon eyes, I'm dancing the dance of urban samurai, urban samurai, urban samurai. So let's kind of stop there. So this is where I kind of am confused with it, because I mean, urban it refers to an urban area, being in a city or related to a city or an urban area. So I want to, or is it talking about, and sometimes this reference in urban areas can be a little bit rougher, or maybe more on the side of poverty or poor. And so that's where it can be kind of different, because urban in Russia may mean something a little bit different, I mean, in the sense that it does here in the United States for me. So that's where I have some confusion, and anybody who is familiar with this, I'd love for you to kind of let me know. Because what I take from the first thing here, saying that I'm abnormal, not quiet, not the subject, I'm a freak, I'm in my head, and I said I've grown up. So basically, what I take from that is that you're not conforming, you're not being like everybody else. So they then look at this individual, as you're different, you're a freak, you're strange, you know. It's like, why can't you just be normal like everybody else? And that's kind of how I'm taken from that. And this individual is basically saying, well, I'm not normal, it doesn't offend me, and I accept that I'm not normal, and that's just how it is living among, he says, the rules of living among shaved beast. Basically saying that's just how it is. I accept that I'm different, and I understand that's how it's going to be when I'm living around you people. You're basically almost like you're all sheep. You're sheeple. You're all living one way. You're all shaved. You're all perfect. You're all this, and I'm unclimbed. Unkempt. I'm not shaved in a sense, and I'm not following all the rules like you want me to. And they basically saying, but it doesn't disturb me. I like being different, and I'm going to keep dancing my wild dance. I'm going to keep being different. That's kind of what I'm taking from this, is like, yeah, I'm different. I'm normal. I'm not following everyone else like you guys are. You're all falling in line. You're all conforming to be this one, normal populace, and I'm going to be different, and I accept that I'm different. It doesn't bother me that it bothers you, kind of thing. The next line goes, the asphalt dying under the impact of feet hits. Bad Miss Moscow, hide the blade along the neon eyes. I'm dancing the dance of the urban samurai. This I don't quite understand, and this is going to be a little bit more difficult. Obviously, I understand the asphalt dying under the impact of feet hits, because maybe that's speaking of all of these people who are basically the shaved beasts that there's referring to, is because they're in such a routine every day. They're kind of like when you work a 9 to 5. I've been there. You get up, you do the same thing every morning. You drive the same place to work. You walk the same distance to work, or you walk wherever you're going in the same path every time. And the more you do it, it's wearing a path. And maybe that's kind of what's referring to. All of these people are kind of like stuck in this brainwashed, almost like robot, like rinse, repeat, do the same thing every single day. Get up, do the same thing, go, and what I'm confused here is that he's saying bad Miss Moscow. I want to know what he's referring to, Miss Moscow. He's basically saying, like, all of you people, he's referring to Moscow as a woman in Moscow, Russia, And maybe he's referring to the population of the people in Moscow doing this, basically conforming and falling in line and just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and just doing what they're told, kind of being in the term of sheeple. And that's where the asphalt's dying. They're basically wearing into the asphalt because they're doing the same thing so much that it's killing the ground, or it's like wearing a path, you know. Kind of like if you're a kid and when you're little and you go into woods and you see paths because people have made a path just by walking in it, or animals have created a path just by going through it so much. That's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like, you guys keep doing your same thing every day, and he's like, he's like, I'm doing the dance of an urban samurai. Basically, I'm doing my own thing. But what I'm confused about in the sense of urban samurai is like, I'm a city warrior, or that's where I think the confusion is coming, because samurai are known to be noble, you know, following the rules to the T, and, you know, great warriors, and like really looked, you know, high upon. So I'm confused as to kind of what they're talking about here. Is like, is he the opposite of that by saying he's an urban samurai? He's like, I'm one of those wild samurais. Like, so that's where I'm kind of confused in the essence here of what he means by I'm dancing the dance of an urban samurai. Like, I'm still kind of confused. So if you guys can maybe give me a little bit of input. Oh God, it's too early for this. Good thing I have coffee, right? So that's just a little confused by what it means there, because if you do look up in Japanese culture, samurai were renowned. They're looked upon as noble and amazing warriors, full of loyalty. And, you know, at the end of the day, they dishonored their family. They would rather you know, they would commit, I think it's called hara. I can't pronounce it correctly. I can't remember. I have to look it up to make sure I don't mess it up. And they wouldn't turn their swords on themselves because they dishonored their family, or they dishonored their, you know, their group. And so that's why I'm confused here, because in a sense he's purposely defying what everyone else is doing. And so maybe that's where the urban samurai comes in. It's like, I'm a different type of samurai. So maybe that is, I don't know. Next line, let's keep going. They told me that I didn't fit, I didn't understand this line here. Neither to memes, times, nor to their style. There is no magic left in the world. You can't save my life. I can't pronounce this word. Ikigai? Alex told me the definition here. He said literally means the reason for life, the Japanese philosophy for life and happiness. So you can't save my life, essentially what it's saying here, or my reason for life. So what I take from that is like, you're still telling me I don't fit. You're telling me I don't fit to your styles, and that there's no magic in this world. There's no magic left in this world, and you can't save my reason for living. Basically, you're not going to tell me how to live. This is how I want to live, and you're not going to basically, quote unquote, save me and turn me into what you want me to do. Follow what you guys are doing. Stay in that routine and continue to do that. And then it goes on to say he doesn't have politics or religion. He is beyond the reality of social media, where these cyborgs always see only anime instead of people. So this is interesting here, because it almost jumps to a completely different thing. Like, he doesn't have politics or religion, so basically there's nothing bounding him to follow a certain set of rules or moral obligations or anything, which at the end of the day could be bad. And then he is beyond the reality of social media. That line's confusing, so maybe you guys can, because what is the reality of social media? Social media is a platform where everybody garners and tries to gain attention from other people around the world, or wants to make people feel bad for them, or people, they're just, you know, quote unquote attention whores. Like, I want everybody to know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. And it's almost like in a situation here, it's almost like, why wouldn't he not garner that reality of social media and be like, I'm doing this, I'm being an urban samurai, I'm doing this, this, and this. And then it's referring to people as where these cyborgs always see only anime instead of people. So that's kind of confusing for me. I guess because I don't know what they're meaning by, because it's starting off with the first two lines. It's basically saying they're talking about the person who doesn't fit in, this urban samurai person. I'm doing this, I'm being different. And then it jumps into, is it still talking about him where he's referring to himself here? Or this is them referring to him, where these cyborgs see only animate instead of people? So are they basically, is he just talking about a group of people like him where they don't take him seriously? They look at him as a child, as a cartoon, as he hasn't grown up yet, and anime is just a cartoon, and why are you watching cartoons? You can't be that. That's etc. Maybe that's kind of what I'm getting out of that. Obviously, correct me if I'm wrong. Then it goes on to repeat that the asphalt is dying under the impact of feet hits, and it kind of repeats what we talked about earlier. Badness Moscow, hide the blade along neon eyes. I'm dancing the dance of the urban samurai. And then that just goes to repeat again. So let's kind of take a break here and just take a break and check it out. I apologize, guys. I knew this was gonna be a long video, but so I thought the song's cool. There's a few things that kind of I have questions about that I'm sure have answers to, and it could just be the slight definition difference between what urban samurai means in Russia compared to the United States. Because if you look at it, it's a Russian band talking about being an urban samurai, which is Japanese, also putting in Japanese words and information and culture into it, and then me in the United States reading it translated. So I'm sure there might be a few things that I'm missing and I'm just not getting correctly here. However, it just kind of, what it sounds like to me, it's just a song that, it's a good song, catchy song. When it comes to the difference in emotion that it elicits, for this song particularly, I don't really have it doesn't really elicit a different emotion from the distorted version to the acoustic version. But again, that's just my personal opinion, because after reading the lyrics, they're very straightforward in my opinion for the most part. It's, I'm different, nobody likes that I'm different, but I'm cool with it. Doesn't offend me, I'm gonna keep doing me, you keep doing you. And I think the only thing that I think I have an issue with is that I see this mindset in a lot of people who maybe grew up and they felt they grow up different, and they felt that, all these other people, they just don't get me, they don't understand me. Where it's like, not everybody's conforming, not everybody's doing this, not everybody's marching the same path as you. Some people have to do that. But it's good to also, I think it's very good to know yourself. I think it's good to be different and be happy to be different, to be you and be like, I don't need to be like everybody else. I'm happy with who I am. And if somebody likes that, awesome. If not, that's cool. It doesn't offend me. But I also don't think it should offend you that some people choose to do the other path. I think that's where the issue is. A lot of people get into this state of, no one likes me because I'm different, so I'm gonna not like them because they're different. Whereas that means you're just stooping as low as them. It's like, don't ever stoop as low as the person that's, put you down, because it just makes you as bad as them, as much as you would like to. However, I get the song. It makes sense. I'm different. I'm going to keep dancing my own dance. I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep being different. I'm not going to conform. I'm just going to do my own thing. I get it. I still am kind of figuring out the whole urban samurai thing, because it doesn't necessarily make sense to me. Because again, samurais were held to the highest, noble class. They were warriors. They were their honor was above all. Their loyalty was above all. So that's where I'm confused with urban samurai being put in here, because urban just refers to a city. I'm a city samurai, which doesn't, technically that's what it means, or as opposed to rural, urban, unless it's again referring to urban being on the poor side of things or whatever. So that's something that maybe I'd like somebody to go a little bit deeper, but I could keep rambling, guys, but this is, I think we're like 35 minutes in at this point, so it's a long video. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you stayed this long, more power to you. Thank you guys for checking out the video. I know it's a little different. If you like this style video, if you have any ideas like this that you enjoyed me going through the lyrics, breaking it down, giving my interpretation, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, subscribe. Turn on the little notifications so you know when I upload. Interact with me, talk to me. I love checking out videos. Give me a cool idea to check out. Give me another idea like this. If you want me to check out 2 different songs from the same artist and kind of break it down, talk about it, let me know. As always, guys, I appreciate you taking the time to check out the video. Means the world. I have a lot of fun. Give me more music to check out. If you dislike the video, dislike it. It's cool. But let me know. Let me know why. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys, and have a great rest of your day.